Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode we figured out what was going on with these particular locations, and we can now hold them ourselves for a little bit until our liege grants them over to us. Now we're currently dying, and we definitely need to make sure that our situation is in order, right? Tiberius is being converted to Orthodoxy. Can you not, buddy? Whatever. Unfortunately, he's going to do what he's going to do, and that's fine for now. So we're just waiting for him to grant us this duchy here, which the duchy currently doesn't exist. We need to wait for him to create it. Let's see here. No, that's not relevant. Okay. So for now, we're in a pretty good spot, no doubt about it, but a death could make some things awkward. We'll see how deaths in an administrative government works. What is this guy? A neighboring fellow vassal? No, he can't have that. That's our army. Okay, so I keep hoping that this guy's going to give that to us. Now, we just finished up a construction at the Zadoki estate, so that is weapon storage. That's fine. We can't upgrade this any further right now. So in order to get this further, we need to have the grand estate building, and in order for that to happen, we need to have cranes. So that's understood. All we can do now is start building some of these internal upgrade slots in our estate. So what are we interested in? Monthly domicile influence is pretty good. So this would also be monthly domicile influence. This is flat influence. This is a percent influence. But we would need to have the Eternal City legacy in the Ephraim dynasty. Okay. So that's not an option for the moment. We do get plenty of flat influence out of this. So I think for now, building a guest room does make sense. We're going to need to upgrade these internal slots, right? So that's absolutely going to be a thing. Now our liege is converting Jerusalem. What a jerk. Hopefully he'll stop doing that. Okay, our husband has cancer. And the treatment was successful. He is disfigured, but that is fine for now. So hymns, up over here. Do we want to change anything? We've got royal forges here right now. Now, we can't actually build this because we don't have the duchy title yet. Our liege hasn't created it. We can't create it. Our liege has to. So we just have to wait until... Okay, we died. So we're going to continue playing as this guy. Okay. So, that's interesting. This guy got Damascus. That's very rude of him. And I was expecting us to get Damascus. Now, I'm going to commit to this right now, but I want to save real quick because we're going to come back to this save. And I want to check to see if we specifically lost that. So this is back at the position we were right at the beginning of that episode. And I want to check the succession there. I didn't expect to lose the province of Palestine, and it's fine. I'm committing to it, but I want to know if that was something that was just a weird random happenstance, or if that was... Okay, yeah, this guy actually did pass our leader, so fair enough. Okay, absolutely fine. I should have checked it. It's entirely my own fault. We'll take it. It's not a big deal. So we'll get that taken back over. And we know that we need to start working up our influence, right? That's going to absolutely be the biggest thing that we need to do at this point. So our influence is 800 to start with. We're above our domain limit, and that's to be expected. We need to have our Duchess be managing domain, putting us at 7 of 6. We need a steward, the best steward possible in the realm right now. I would go for this guy because he's top in the list, but this guy has the same stewardship skill, and he's not dying. So I'm going to put this guy in here. We need a new chancellor, which would be this guy. A new spy master out over here. That's the same guy. Okay, sure. So something along the lines of this. Now we're at 7 out of 6. And the fire in the drylands became idle as well. Noted. So we could restore accolades, and how much would that cost us in terms of prestige? We can't actually do that right now. Interesting. So that means that someone is eligible to be that. So let's see here. Appoint, that's Edom. Okay, sure. And do we have a successor for this? Actually, we kind of do. There we go. Wait. Hang on. Something is weird here. This guy is now the successor. Okay, this is back to being inactive. I think we might have just messed something up. Okay, so we're one holding above our domain limit, and that's understood. We still hold hymns, and I want to grant that out, but we know that we're going to have some issues here. There's no doubt about that. So we're making some amount of money, and yeah, we're playing as an administrative government. I'm aware of that. So we have intrigue right now. We're on seducer. I don't love it. I feel like we're making enough money right now. So I suppose we could go to, like, skullduggery focus. Sure, that seems fine. So we need to get this under control, right? But we also need hymns to be granted out. And to that end... Okay, there's the fire in the dryland set. To that end, I want to get this under control then. Reinstate. Okay. There we go. We have this guy here, but he doesn't serve as a knight. So, Shemaiah, skill 22. I really wish you could force them to serve as a... Wait, he is. He is serving as a knight. Okay, whatever. We're forcing him to serve as a knight, but he's apparently not serving as a knight. Sure. So, at this point, we need to work up our influence. No doubt about that. That is going to be a big deal. But we're also needing to grant out hymns. But we really need this duchy title to be created. Our liege hasn't done it yet. And we're just kind of hoping he does. So, at this point... we need to do a boundary dispute on this guy for Damascus. So this is going to be something that we need to start immediately. And we can get these in... it's not great, right? We need to work up our level of influence. So that's understood. 64 days, huh? Okay, so we've got our wife here. She would actually be a 23-day reduction. That sounds good. So now we just need someone who would be like a 31-day reduction. So one of these guys over here would do. I think we're probably going to have to offer him advantages. Let's see what we've got available here at this point. Skill 12. Let's start with Sycophant. What do we got here? Skill 15. So that would bring us up to 45. If all of them were like 10, that would bring us up to 60. So that's not going to be enough. I think we're going to have to be a little bit slower on this for now. Our wife is reducing this nicely, so we can build ourselves up a few advantages here, and that's what we're going to have to do. Okay. That's fine for now. So there's one advantage. And we're still waiting on this guy doing something up here, right? That would be good. Oh, I just realized, rather than being skullduggery focused, we should honestly be on domain focus. But we can't change that for a while, so that's okay for now. A new governance issue? Okay, let's definitely head down and deal with this. Indeed. There's not really much danger here, although there's some county control issues. Let's just go ahead and do this. Okay, our wife is pregnant. That is useful. 35 prestige. Cool. 55%, 65%, or 90%. Obviously, we take the 90%. A most cunning trap. Excellent. So we'd gain mercenary troops, reducing our men-at-arms maintenance. Oh, wow, that's actually really good. We're not really all that reliant on our military, though. So we're going to hang them, and that will be fine for now. Excellent. We've returned home, and we do want to get our stewardship up a bit. So this guy's only skill 19. Do we have a better steward in the realm? No, we do not. Our wife is only stewardship skill of 12, which is not amazing. So there's that. Well, we'll see what ends up happening. So for the time being, I'm just waiting until we get this third advantage here. There we go. And now I want to see about maybe bringing in one of these guys here. So I'm just looking at the number of reasons that they have here. We know that reducing it by 31 is what we need. So I'm looking for someone ideally with sub 20 reasons. This would be 29. That's very close. We'd need more advantages, though. Okay. We'll just take it a little slowly. That's fine. Drop blade has been constructed in Tiberias, and that is, of course, right up over here. So we can continue to work on upgrading this. There's no one stationed here. Hang on. Okay, so these guys are stationed in Jerusalem, Jaffa, Nablus, Aramla, and Gaza. So I believe it was these that were stationed previously in Tiberias. Okay, so a lot of these are unstationed, and there's not much we can do about that right now. We would like to build up our title level, of course. Guard quarters have been constructed in Gaza, and we should absolutely do that. Now, note how we're not getting influence for those because we don't have that trait. That's unfortunate. But we can definitely build our workshops here. So that seems fine for now. The guest room has now been completed in the Zadoki estate. So I do want to build something else that would increase our amount of influence, like the reception hall, but we don't have the house and home legacy. So that's not an option. Stress gain and dynasty opinion. Political scheme phase length. That includes challenge status, depose, expand power base, generate claim, promote, and slander. Okay, so that's not actually that useful. These are personal schemes. What we're looking for is administrative schemes. So that's definitely interesting. But yeah, I don't see that in here. Monthly stewardship lifestyle experience, though. That might not be too bad. We can go for that. Okay, so that looks good. We'll get those all finished up eventually. Tiberius is not upgrading. I feel like we just got something upgrading here, but okay. Pretty sure we did, didn't we? Maybe we didn't. Maybe we spent that money. Okay, let's get a caravanserai going there. Now, has our liege created this up here yet? We're getting penalties for this. No. Buddy, I'm going to need you to create this. We fully own all of this. So, yeah, that's a bit of a concern. I really do want to get our domain limit up, though. So there are a couple of ways that we can do that. We're currently fascinating standing armies, and if I remember correctly, let's see here. Primogeniture is happening now. We did get court officials, which isn't counting as an administrative. That's interesting. Okay, so our domain limit isn't changed by that as an administrative government, it seems. Huh. That's very interesting. So in that case, we may want to consider running a different tradition if we were to reform this. Let's see here. What do we have? We've got city keepers here, collective lands, culture blending. This isn't really what we're looking for. This will be a lot of prestige. And that's understood. I don't think there... Is there any realm limit here? We already have 2 coming from Hebrew. So that's noted. I'm not sure where exactly that's coming from. It's not in any of those. So that's definitely noted. Levy and men-at-arms toughness, huh? I mean, that's kind of neat, but for the moment, that's not the biggest of deals. We can't get any of these right now. The real question, though, is there even any that we want, right? Like, what we want right now, more than anything, is additional domain limit. Domain limit is going to be the big thing here. So that's definitely the largest concern at this moment. I keep hoping that he creates this duchy up here. He's not doing it right now. We're up to 8 at this point, and we should probably start bringing in somebody like this. There we go. And then as far as the sycophant goes, what do we have available? 16? I feel like we should try to bring in somebody like this guy, which we would need a few more advantages for, and that's absolutely okay. We'll have them very shortly. There we go. So now we have the advantages, and we can bring in like this guy. Yeah, he'll do that for 5 advantages. So that boosts us up to 80, and then from here we can just go with freebies. So that sounds absolutely great. Somebody like this guy looks good. We're now capped. Literally anyone will do the trick. Like, we don't even need to fill this, technically. But, okay. There we go. So now we just need to build this up in terms of the success chance, and that's not going to take very long. So Damascus is going to fall back under our control. We also don't have Beirut under our control right now, and that is noted. So successions are going to be a little awkward, I think, going forward. I think that's generally going to be a thing. Good for them. This is fine. So I would like to get some additional construction going here, but standing armies is going to be done soon enough. We just finished up with our hospital in Jaffa, and we finished our private study as well. So let's go ahead and build our farms and fields here. Our income is definitely a lot lower than it was under our previous ruler, which is not terribly surprising. And let's hop into our estate here, and we can start upgrading some of these. Level 2. Yes. Okay. That'll be fine. That'll be stewardship lifestyle experience. And we can change this in 1340. Okay. So that'll be a little while yet. And hospices have now been constructed in Nablus. Noted. We can't really afford to get anything going here for now. And being above our domain limit is painful. We don't want this to be the case. But this guy is just not... Oh, wait. He did create this. And he didn't give it to us. Well, we'll see if that changes. Okay. So let's go ahead and execute this scheme. And there we go. Damascus is ours. So we'll grant this over to someone else. And for now, holding Damascus is still useful for us because we're going to need the duchy title, right? So that's going to be a little awkward. Now, we can't do a boundary dispute. This is on cooldown for a couple of years. So we would need to do a boundary dispute of, like, Lebanon. Now, this is going to be a bit of a problem for us. No doubt about it. So at this point, we're going to need to put in, once again, where was our wife? She was good as a socialite. Okay, there we go. So we'll start developing some of that. This is going to be another fairly slow scheme, but that's okay. I'm hoping that this guy, he created the title, but he hasn't given it to us. Well, one thing we could do is we could go petition him. That is an option. And we would want him to... request the office of Palestine to stay within your house? That seems pretty okay. Okay, So this is not the path that we're going to take. We're going to go by sea, and that means that we're going to head up over after Jerusalem to here, and then after Byzantium, we're going to head here, like this. So this is going to take us through the Levantine Sea, and we could bring in a caravan master. There we go. That puts us at low chance of danger, and that should be absolutely fine. I'm not very concerned about that. We could hire mercenary guards, and that would mean no danger whatsoever. I mean, it's only 20 gold. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so we are off at this point. Excellent. And we're sailing up to petition the Basilius. This is going to keep the province of Palestine, I think, within our family basically forever. We just inherited this up over here. We don't want to hold this. We're already well over our domain limit, so let's pass on that one. Okay. So that's looking fine for now. And of course, this is pretty slow. Okay, we're now at 3. So let's see if we can bring in a bureaucrat here. That would be like this guy. He wouldn't do it yet. Okay, we're going to have to wait until 5. Sounds good. So we'll be arriving at the Basilius's palace here shortly. There we go. Excellent. And he agreed. So for 100 years, Province of Palestine, House Zadoki appointment succession score plus 250. Thank you, my liege. Excellent. And that's a lot of gold. Let's learn what we can here. We humiliated ourselves, but that's okay. So now we'll head on back, and that seems fine for the moment. So we're heading back home. As soon as we get our fifth advantage here, we should be able to bring in our faster scheme phase guy. So that'll be excellent. That'll be this lad right here. Perfect. We'll bring him in. Much faster phase duration now. So, as far as a sycophant goes, I think we can bring this guy in with 3. No, we're going to need 5. That's fine. Advantages don't really matter to us here because we're going to hit max anyway. Okay. This is a lot of things happening here. Okay, we got some diplomacy lifestyle experience. We also managed to inherit another location. And let's grab, say... I mean, we don't really care about any of this, to be honest. It's all fine. We did just finish converting a county, though, and we absolutely want to continue to work on that. So let's start working on Jaffa for the moment. And we also want to be promoting culture up over here. So let's definitely do that. Okay, and now let's see about bringing in this guy as a sycophant. Perfect. So that brings us up to 80, and then the best option here would be, sure, 15 is good enough. And literally anything here. You'll do. Cool. So that'll be fine, and we do need to get a construction going in Nablus, which we are going to do. And we're sailing on back. We are almost home. Perfect. So we've arrived home now. That's looking great. Power sharing is over. And the real question now is, when can we change this? Well, not for another, like, 2.5 years. That's fine. We'll get there. Okay. So we're going to get this under our control. Has our liege granted us this title yet? No. No, he has not. So, asking him to change the administration of our theme. No, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to get him to give us this duchy title. He is very not into that. We hold the entire duchy, though. And he should give it to us, in theory. Or there should at least be some way to get it from him. We may have to do that via petition. Oh, wait, we can claim our liege's title. Hang on. How do we do this? 2550 prestige. But that's only a claim on the title. Okay. So that's definitely noted. We gained a level of influence, so that's something. I keep hoping that he gives us this. Maybe with a higher level of influence, he'll be more likely. We'll see. What's going on over here? This guy is able to attack. Interesting. We, of course, are not. So he's got some special advantage going on there. He's also losing that war, it appears. If he loses this, I'm going to be kind of upset, to be honest. Can we interfere in that war? I don't think so. I don't see a way to interfere in this war at all. I am going to be upset if he loses this to Ajuran, though. That's a chunk of Damascus, which we want to hold. So that's not ideal if he does that. I'd like to find a way to do this. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will see if we can figure out some way to help this guy. It would be great if we could. He's not our ally. Maybe we could get a marriage with him. He would not accept this because of the faith. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.